let's talk about Firebrand. Tell us the story of Firebrand, Alan, would you?
Oh, you want me to do this? I like to hear angry Gore talk about Firebrand.
Alan, tell us the story of Firebrand.
Yeah. All right. So Firebrand is the story of Catherine, of Queen Catherine, the last wife of Henry VIII. While Henry is gone off to do kingly things, she is left as regent of the realm, and she has decided that she's going to let her childhood friend, the one who wants to reform the church. She goes around preaching the countryside, talking about how the Bible, that the English translation of the Bible is for the people, and now the people can understand the Bible, understand what God is saying to them, and not have to rely on the priests and their interpretations of that. But the realm feels that that this new form of Reformation is evil, and that they're heretics and they must be burned. And so when the king gets back, he has everyone burned, and there's question as to whether there's question as to Catherine's involvement of it, because she was pretty much allowing it to happen. And the king soon gets jealous and decides to conspire against the queen. But the king has an infection and is dying, and so it's a race for survival. And that's the story.
That's the basic story. It's a race for her to keep living beyond his death, because he has killed all his previous wives. So just being his wife, her head is on the chopping block, right? Quite literally on the chopping block. So she just has to outlast him. Henry VIII is played by Jude Law. I did not even recognize him. He is so disgusting. They made him fat and he looks awful. Like, just
it's funny, but there are stars in this movie, and I didn't recognize it. For example, I took me the longest time to realize that was Alicia Vikander.
Yes,
and Eddie Marsan in this movie, and I didn't recognize Eddie Marsan at all. So well done, makeup department.
Yeah, so my reaction to the movie is, if you like Game of Thrones with no dragons, the boring episodes of Game of Thrones, this was like a boring episode of Game of Thrones without the dragons. I like the main conflict just was it was tense, but for some reason I just could not get sucked in to what was happening. And it just seemed to I don't know, I was expecting more drama. I mean, there are a couple shocking scenes, all having to do with sex. They are not pleasant. There are sex scenes in this. They're not fun to watch at all. Where the king imposes himself on the queen. So, and everyone's around him is like being around Nero. You know, you may die at any moment for just saying the wrong thing. So, I was expecting more, knowing like what Henry VIII, like his history is like. So I don't know. It's barely a recommend for me. If not you could skip this or just see it on streaming. Alan, what did you think?
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to Henry VIII movies, I've seen this story before. There's nothing, this is just another story of his last wife. And it just comes across that way, that we're just going to tell the story. And there's a little bit of feminism that they're trying to get across here. It's not exactly that well done or that profound. And I just felt like this is one of those movies that is going to fade away in obscurity, because there's just really nothing special about it. And when you have multiple sex scenes and the only person you see, the only skin you see is Jude Law's, again,
that's what I meant. Yes,
it's not that exciting. You know, because you get it. She's not into it. You get it. She's into someone else. You know, she's fighting for her reputation. That's every other story of Henry the Eighth. And you know, do I recommend it? I mean, you know, I just me struggling said no. It's just again, you want more, and like I said, the movie will fade off into obscurity after today.
Yeah, I expected more, and this movie unfortunately did not deliver. All right.